share your comments and observations on WhatsApp. WhatsApp number is 0809-444-0981. We're streaming live on YouTube. You can watch us live and engage in the conversation by sharing comments on that platform. Rotus?
Yeah, so I mean, since of course it is the anniversary of the NSARS protests and Black Tuesday, as it was called in 2020, Governor Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State was at a symposium that was, I think it was put together by the Lagos Youth Council, where he talked about, a number of socioeconomic issues and barriers have kept Nigeria's youth from fulfilling their full potential. And if you think about why the SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad was created, it was back in 1992 because of a spate of robberies that were just engulfing, the country. But the thing is, I and a number of other people have felt that the creation of SARS was just addressing a symptom. It was never really addressing the actual issue. And that has been youth unemployment in Nigeria. I mean, you're going to see the Amoteco, in the South, that's being created as a security outfit to protect against armed robberies and violence and so on. You see what's going on with the insecurity issues, Boko Haram. I think El Rufai has said it. I think former Central Bank Governor, former Emir of Kano, Lamido Sanusi, has said it as well. You've got to address productivity, for youth. Nigeria is not a productive country. I talked yesterday about the former head of NATI and the former head of the Bureau of Statistics, completely different agencies talking about the same productivity issues that they faced with workers. And those are people that are already employed, not to talk of youth that are not employed and need work. So, there's another, I think I sent you another story where there's, is it ABWS, Alliance of Business and Professional Women, ABPW. They're announcing the launch of what they call a transformational initiative by a group of Nigerian women leaders aimed at supporting youth to create the Nigeria all desire. How do you do that? I mean, and they're doing, you're hearing all these youth announcements on the anniversary of this NSARS protest, because, I understand that these groups, they want to help. They want to improve the future of Nigeria's youth, because the future of Nigeria's youth is the future of Nigeria itself. Yeah. But all these announcements of this initiative and that initiative, Nigeria's youth need jobs. Everybody, you and I, each of us know hundreds of NYSC graduates that are looking for work right now. Even in our field of work in mass communications, I'm actually wanting to start. I'm going to start there's a series I've been looking at starting where I want to address mass comm graduates specifically and tell them what they need to do to be able to secure jobs in this field that we're in. Because I've noticed that they don't know. It's almost like they're confused, don't know where to fall in,
Yeah. Default setting for most of them just feels like it's radio or TV, but it's more than that.
Exactly. So even if you want to focus in radio and TV, you've got to be more specific to guarantee yourself employment. Yeah. And my message for mass comm graduates, not just them, generally graduates across the field, skills have to be improved, right? Particularly software, computer skills, presentation. People want to know what it is that you're able to do, right? And so we've got to get specific. So we've got to get specific in how we address a skills gap in order to be able to get the youth the jobs they deserve. And they shouldn't just look to Nigeria. They should be able to look overseas. You can be, to look at other outlets where you can be gainfully employed, or even to do things on the side that can keep you, engaged. That is the only way because all these, look, see, this initiative that's been announced, what is it now? This Alliance of Business and Professional Women, launch of a transformational group. Okay, great. How many jobs?
It sounds good on paper.
It does, but how many people get employed? That's it. They need people,
Yeah. Let's look at it this way. If physical jobs have reduced and less people have ability or rather capacity to get physical jobs around local businesses, like you mentioned, there are virtual jobs that are available. A lot of institutions abroad are employing people remotely now, and so you can have a full-time or part-time job in a different country, but you're still in Nigeria. But the key to accessing these jobs, I would say, is having access, the proper access, having the right the device to use. If your smartphone gives you the capacity to actually deliver on that job, that's fine. But access to internet network and proper data, So if these women are saying through that being English, they used to describe the group and the initiative, if it comes down to the wire and how the money is spent, providing devices and access to internet, then we can start talking. That's already opening the door for these kids, or these youths rather, to access these jobs that are provided on websites, remote working sites that are now very, it's widespread. Anybody can access them, and these jobs pay in foreign currency. Imagine getting paid in dollars in this present. That's a way.
But you see. The thing is that as far as I look, so here's something to address now. These tools cost money. As far as I'm concerned, every youth needs a laptop. A laptop now should be basic.
Yes,
basic. If you don't have a laptop, you are behind the 8 ball. You are behind the curve. You are behind. Now, I'm saying it because I'm, I don't want it to seem like I'm sounding elitist, because my laptop is 2-3 years old. But this laptop I'm using, it cost me more than $500,000 naira. I spent 550K on this laptop, right?
Yeah.
So is that who has and I saved for it. It took me time to, to so on and so forth. But for me, I'm gainfully employed, How many youth in this country, and there are some laptops for 200K, 150K, 100K, so they are more affordable laptops. But for anybody who wants to do a transformational youth initiative,
yes,
and so it's not just buying them the laptops, right? They also need to know how to use them.
Yeah, I agree.
I am an evangelist for Microsoft Office, PowerPoint and Excel. If you as a youth can create a presentation, a proper presentation in Microsoft PowerPoint that you can give to an employer, or you can speech at a forum or a talk, you are ahead of the curve. But who now who now is going to take the time to teach our youth about doing proper presentations and, speaking, being able to do public speaking, to be able to, articulate your ideas to a potential. So there's so much, Val. There's so
much. I'll tell you what, right? Ibrahim Suleiman and I were having a conversation on sets sometime last week about how easily it is to make money these days in this world. And we spoke about a guy who was gifted a Note 4. A Note 4, price of a Note 4 should start around 45,000 naira. The guy gave this boy his Note 4 because he realized the boy has skills in digital arts. I know it's not Tech Friday, but I'll delve into that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
The guy is good in digital arts, creating digital arts, and it's a thing now. So this boy, as we speak, he has made over 23 million naira. I'll tell you how. He made digital art, made a lot of them, and dumped it on the sites to sell NFTs, non-fungible tokens. He sold them, but the money he made them from residual income from those arts. So residuals are gone as like royalties that get paid from people who have bought, the artwork and everything. And he got paid in Ethereum. Yes. So converting it to naira, that's amounting to that. But he used a Note 4 to design these arts. So I mean, yes, we're talking about laptops and everything, but it starts somewhere. Capacity does not depend on the quality or how expensive the device is.
Exactly. But somebody 45,000 naira for youth that are earning 20K a month or 15K a month at some of these places. It's a lot of money. Somebody gave him that for. You see, he was gifted it, right? So that is the key. Somebody opened the door for him, gave him a device. That that whole teacher.
But that person saw the capacity in the guy before he gave him that phone.
Right. Exactly. So for other youth, the story is not the same because there are other youth who don't even know what their capacity is. So somebody has to sit down, train them, and find out what capacity they have. Then the capacity, okay, what tools can we give this youth to be able to generate from that capacity to now earn money? So it's that's where they look at now. And the population that we used to call ourselves giant of Africa is a problem because you've got to multiply that population and train every single one of those youths, give all of them laptops, give all of them skills. It's not easy. It's a long way to go.
Development of human resources is always the best way to go because if you teach somebody how to fish and you multiply that effect, you create a multiplier effect from 1 person to 10 persons to 100 persons. That's 100 persons that are potentially taxable. And the government will make a lot of money if you create jobs and all these 100 people now employ more staff on their own and create businesses on their own. You're creating more revenue that you can get from taxes. I think if we start thinking down the line on these proactive measures to create wealth, we really wouldn't, break bread. Because how much does it cost to get a gun? Imagine handing youth gun because you're trying to serve your selfish political purpose. Like, like shooting yourself in the foot, literally.
Yeah,
because that's stupid. You convert that amount and use it to buy ammunition and use it to equip them with meaningful equipment. Buy them tools, cheap tools, affordable tools for them to create businesses. But we're talking on Radio Rotus. I hope they listen and they take this to heart. To be honest,
I hope they do. I hope they do because as each year goes by, you've got more graduates coming into the labor force, and every single graduates that come into the labor force, they need to find jobs. That's why it's an our market is an employer's market. There's not enough jobs, which is why you see, businesses that are not run very well, they are mismanaged. You've got situations where because businesses are not run well, employees still stay there because they don't have much of a choice, right? So there's this, the employer's market creates so many other extra threads that are not beneficial to youth, right? So there's no to begin with, and there's too few jobs you can find, they're not run very well, and then you now got to start, you have to stay there because there's not really anywhere else to go. So there's a lot of potential that can be unlocked and improved upon. In order for us not to see what we saw last year with the whole NSARS thing, and it has to start at some point, and it has to be concentrated, and it has to be a dedicated effort.
And it has to be consistent. Solid point.
Yeah, it's got to be consistent because, as again, Nigeria's population keeps growing, and the problem is going to keep increasing unless it is addressed.
Thank you. We have messages pouring in. Daniel says, Rotus, people place more premium on buying an iPhone than a laptop. People also need to get their priorities right. A laptop is a productive device. A phone is not as much as such. Yinkabulu says, good point. Sometimes I wonder what the use of NIJ is. However, in general, folks graduate from school and they are clueless. I studied mechanical engineering. However, I majored and specialized in training in a specific field of mechanical engineering. Guess what? I have met and interviewed graduates who do not even know how to specialize in a field of a discipline. Then you wonder what sort of education we're running. Some engineering graduates cannot even use AutoCAD. That's shameful. Topper says basic kits that youths need, they need infrastructure to be profitable. Basic kits include a laptop, 150,000 naira on average, smartphone, 50,000 naira on average, data subscription, 10,000 naira monthly, electricity, 10,000 naira monthly. How many youth can afford these basic startup kits? Nigeria has a long way to go. And that's all I always say about power. If you improve power, the power situation in this country, a lot of problems will be solved. Ayo says, good morning, crew. Please stop cooking up excuses for the youth. If the Igbos, the white man, did not create all these things, and there's internet access for everyone, or is it different from what the Yahoo boys use for their gigs? That's not even good.
Well, again, you've got to, those tools cost money. So if somebody has to get them,
somebody has to equip them. Prince says the same youth I recognize. Let's leave that, please. Ovis from Yaba says the unemployment thing is too bad. My brother has been home after NYC for a year. Now we're looking for a free internship since we've not been able to get a job because I'm offering to pay him a monthly allowance. That's so sad. Oyenochukwu says bad governance.
Val, 1 second. I know we're out of time. That message, everybody is facing that thing. Almost everybody. That last message you just read, a relative at home that's been looking for work, say for NYC.
Since NYC, yes. But I would say, leaning to her, her plight, I started working pro bono. When I started getting work experience. I worked pro bono for 3 years until the organization realized I was indispensable and they put me on a stipend of 7,500 naira a month. And that's how I worked for like 2 years before I got a permanent job that, upskilled me, or rather, upskilled me and actually gave me more salary. So I feel like youth of today, besides, waiting for the government to hand us down things or you wait for somebody to equip us, we should also take the bull by the horns and learn to trade. Trading in the sense of offering our services to learn, because the learning that you get on the job is a currency in itself. Until you can grow capacity to that level where you get paid for the value that you present, then we can have this conversation again.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, that's a very good option, but then there's the cost of being able to. But it's a great option, but it's not easy. It's not easy. You have to be patient, and you're paying for transport every day, feeding. It's not an easy thing, but all you do.